I mean, people are skeptical that he was ever even injured in the first place. I don't know. He didn't even shoot at him, technically. If anything that cut him, it was the glass from the teleprompter. Like, if you ever had a broken window in your car and it has that, like, crumbly glass that if you kind of roll it around in your hands, you immediately get cut up even though you don't feel it. You just start kind of bleeding because of the microscopic fibers of the glass are, like, cutting your little hand. I think that's kind of what happened realistically. If I'm to believe that a bullet was fired, I feel like that's what would have happened to Trump's face or his ear. And then the blood is smeared on his face. Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. I mean, the guy behind him did die. That's true. That guy that Trump put his jacket on the RNC stage and kissed it, even though his name was spelled wrong. Yeah, and then everyone was wearing those stupid patches in solidarity. That was insane.
Information. So that's what we're learning this morning. You can see those pictures, though. That's from the rally, as we all know, a year ago on your screen. And those answers just coming out.
The big, beautiful chart.
Now, Grassley, who's the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Here's a vid with a clip of the sniper shooting.
My guys, take a look at that chart.
It is exactly what these...
Like, how did... They had to have seen him the whole fucking time. You're telling me you found them all as soon as the shot went off? Would you see the muzzle flare? Really? Is that actually what happened?
Counter snipers trained to do. But this
There's
was
two
the
snipers.
first time in history, according to a former senior agent, that a Secret Service sniper...
Why have we never seen this guy interviewed on Fox News, by the way? Isn't that kind of weird? The guy who took down Trump's assassin? Where is he?
...killed a would-be assassin, but clearly a shot too late. In the moments leading up to the deadly shooting, you can see those two counter snipers scanning for threats in their positions on the rooftop behind former President Trump. Their high-powered rifles appear to be pointed in the direction of the gunman's position on an adjacent building over.
How did they see it instantly? There is a tree in the way. But, like, they still found him and domed him the instant the shot went off.
We're looking the rally. Within seconds, chaos.
See how many people saw him before the shots even went off?
Stand here. He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there.
The sniper appears momentarily startled by the gunfire, his face leaving the scope, but then quickly recovering and taking out the would-be assassin.
There's no room for error, so that shot placement has to be absolute.
Jesus, dude. There's a part in it, not to get fucking nerdy about it, but there's a part in
there's no room
in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain where you stop fighting the Soviet forces in Afghanistan and all of a sudden America shows up under the XOF unit and they're like fucking 10 times kitted out. They look a lot like this. It's like a fucking huge jump in difficulty. It's a pretty crazy statement from Kojima.
For error, so that shot placement has to be absolutely precise.
You can see the guy down.
Authorities saying this is the lifeless body of the shooter on the roof of that building. According to a former agent, Secret Service counter-sniper teams should have scoped out and advanced all those
They were pointing in the direction already. How did they not see a whole dude on the
areas
roof?
Where there were...
Look, they were right here. And you're telling me there's a guy walking around with a rangefinder. There's like people looking around. There's like clearly something up. I don't think that was TOS. It was just the corner. The lifeless body. Did they think he was one of them? Like, that is an egregious mistake. You should have comms with everybody on every roof. Usually snipers are trained farther out for long-range fire. That roof was supposed to be covered by local cops. That's why the sniper had to point down. True. It is only 400 feet. Okay, okay. Now you're making sense to me. Good night, Georgia, like the state. Good point. Yeah, the building was full of cops watching the rally on TV.
For potential threats beforehand and known what the line of sight to Trump could be.
Eating pizza or something.
The fact that some
Man, if only Trump... Let me rephrase that, because I wouldn't want anything I said to be mistaken. Wouldn't it be so ironic if Trump was killed in this attack while everyone behind him had signs saying, "You're fired"? You're fired. You're fired, buddy.
somebody was able to get within 200 yards with a rifle
Never surrender.
and be on an exposed rooftop, be seen by other people there, be seen by where it should have been cameras and drones and many other.
Dude, seen and reported, by the way.
Released a Government Accountability Office report outlining those security breakdowns from last year. He says senior level Secret Service officials received classified intelligence regarding a threat to President Trump's life 10 days before that rally, but they didn't relay that information to the
Wait, how did they know so far in advance? What the fuck? Did they know when this guy picked up the gun? Like, what the fuck? Where did he even get the gun?
feds or other enforcement who would have needed it because those were the guys working the rally that day. The report also finding that the agent who was supposed to secure the rally site was brand new. This was her first event. She was the one who was sent out there to try to get a lay of the land and figure out what
Of course they're blaming the one lady.
rooftops and areas should have been covered that day. President Trump reflecting on the rally, that was almost his last.
A lot of things have
Oh
happened
my God.
since then, including the presidency. So, you know, I have an obligation to do a good job, I feel, because I was really saved. I was really saved by somebody very special.
And Corey Comparator was killed at that rally. He was shot by the gunman while he was in the stands with his family. The Comparator...
Actually, as far as I know, cops have been made aware of a suspicious individual. No one even went to go on the roof, but dropped down where the shooter aimed the gun at him. Or, oh yeah, that's why his aim was off, because he had just readjusted to aim at Trump after scaring off the cop. Right. I do remember that story. I was going to say, I think there was a cop that saw him, but he was too scared. And he, like, drew his gun, but then he, like was so scared he almost fell or something. Or, like, took cover down the ladder he climbed up or some shit. And then he, like, panicked. Crooks panicked and took the shot early because a cop saw him. Supposedly. Only our boldest and bravest.
family honoring his life today with this fest kind of that's going on.
Yeah, there were multiple people reporting that there was a man on the roof with a gun. That there was a man walking around with a rangefinder. They knew. They saw. And the building he was in was full of cops.
And also those motorcycles that are going to be riding through the area. The family pushing for answers. Listen to this.
He was a wonderful human. He was just the best dad, he was the best husband.
Were you telling me they weren't satisfied by Trump kissing his jacket on the RNC stage, even though his name was spelled wrong?
I mean, he was just a wonderful man. He would help anybody. Anybody. He'd give you his last dollar.
Well, he was a hero that day.
You know, he would have helped that kid.
And Molly, Helen
Too bad no one knows what was wrong with him.
told us just the other day she wanted to sit down with the Secret Service. She does have a meeting with the Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, who said, write down your questions. I'll do everything I can to answer them. But we're going to talk to Helen about this new GAO report, finding out that they knew there was a threat to President Trump's life 10 days, according to this report, before the rally, and didn't do anything to address it.
Why?
According to this report. So we'll keep you posted, Molly.
Well, they haven't said anything. Why record there? I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Alexis, your interview with Helen has been amazing, and you can hear that desire for answers coming from her, and that heart might be the reason we all finally get these answers that we've all been waiting for, and now we're just beginning to get a little bit more insight. Great job, Alexis. Thank you very much, and our gratitude to Helen as well, and our heart continues to go out with her for the loss of her husband, Corey Compatore. Remembering that someone was killed that day, even as our president managed to survive. For more on that Senate report that we're just looking at, let's go to
The fuck? Even though our president managed to survive.
retired U.S. Secret Service agent who testified at the assassination attempt task force hearing, Patrick Sullivan, joining me now. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the program and for giving us your thoughts today. There's this new report that's come out from the Government Accountability Office, and there are a few things. Just want to get your early thoughts on what we're beginning to learn. One of the things is that there was a senior level Secret Service agents that received some intelligence of a threat 10 days before the Butler rally, but then failed to relay that to the local and federal law enforcement. That's just one of the highlights. Your thoughts?
They didn't do anything. I just don't get one of the highlights. What else did it say?
It's 6:03 p.m.
Okay, here's a 5-minute video.